Hello everybody, Brother Edward here, Revelation Broadcasting. Welcome to the program. I'm not on here as much as I used to be, I know, but circumstances are just not what they need to be for me to really come on as much as I would like. The bugs, mosquitoes mainly, are just horrible on my parents' property. They eat me alive every time I try and go out for very long. And it doesn't matter what I do. You know, I can put on long sleeves, long pants, what have you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I can't stand all that itch and agony while I'm trying to, at any time, especially while I'm trying to upload a video. It's not that bad right now. I'm at my former roommate's house. I have to work tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 2. Yes, I did get another job. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Don't remember. My memory's not as good as it used to be. At any rate, I'm working at Hardee's, making a lot better money, and getting much better hours. It's not what I was making at Speedway, but it's going to be at least enough for me to make a living for now. And for now, that's all I'm concerned about. I planted all of my purslane seeds. I don't remember how many exactly I had, but I planted all of them. Now they are all fully grown and growing seed pods. So I am taking the seed pods and distributing them throughout my neighborhood. I put some over here in my roommate's front yard. Just in case, you never know, he might need it at some point, whether he realizes it, if he's willing to even eat it. At any rate, I'm going to put some in other places around here as well, discreetly. And, you know, different places in Bullitt County, Jefferson County. Because I think people are going to need food. And if it gets as bad as I think it could, well, I don't think they're going to be particularly picky about what they're eating as long as it's going to keep them healthy and alive. Eventually. I may not get to that point, but I'm thinking it will at some point. Maybe not very long from now. Maybe no later than fall, possibly. Can't say for sure it's going to be that quick, but if it's not by fall, it's probably going to be by spring. I'm thinking. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I'm just trying to make sure that people are going to have food. Other than that, I'm still on my journey. My mind has always been, since I was a little boy, very much like a sponge. I'm always wanting to learn. Always. I don't ever want to stop learning. Excuse me. Doesn't matter how bad my memory might get. I don't want to ever stop learning. Right now, I'm only having difficulty with short term, fortunately. Long term is still quite well intact. Too well intact at sometimes. I remember things other people don't remember. I'm like, how can you not remember them? At any rate, I am no longer convinced that various aspects of the New Testament are accurate. I'm not going to say which ones, just certain things I'm not 100% convinced of. I bought something called the Essene Gospel of Peace. I don't know with any degree of certainty. I still need to look into this. I don't know if that was written by, excuse me, I don't know what's up with me. I wasn't doing this a few minutes ago. I don't know if that was written by Christ or if it was yet another book like all the ones in the Bible. They were written in someone else's name, but by a different person. Likely someone who was living well after the person that they're writing about was dead. That's not an uncommon thing. But I'm going to read this gospel, and I'm going to see what it has to say, because I don't know why necessarily, but I just have this feeling in my gut that what I read and that might just possibly be more accurate than what I have seen in the Bible. I can't say for sure, and even if I do feel that, I'm not going to tell anybody what to believe or what not to believe. It's not my place, it's not my prerogative to tell you or anyone else what you should or shouldn't believe in. I don't particularly care for people who do that, and I certainly don't want to be one of those people I don't care for. Now, that being said, I will keep you updated as I begin and throughout the process of reading this gospel as to what it says. Interestingly enough, I find it very intriguing that Paul only mentioned maybe one or two other denominations, if you will, that were allegedly around during his time, and he vilified them terribly. Whether the things he was saying about them were actually true or not, I don't know. I wasn't there to see any of it or experience it, so I don't know. Simon Magus, I don't know. Was he a good guy? Was he a bad guy? I don't know. May have just been that he was achieving a far greater following than Paul was, and Paul wasn't happy about it. Could that have been the only reason why Paul said anyone who preaches or teaches any other gospel than this gospel? Maybe, I don't know. Again, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I didn't hear what was going on. I don't know. I'm not looking at a lot of these things with feelings of absolute certainty anymore. And, you look at some of the things that Paul said, and I don't know, he does seem to be just a little bit loopy at times. Maybe what he was saying was 100% true. Again, I don't know. But, when you take into consideration that a lot of what he said was not in any way new. A lot of it had been said and written long before anything that he said or wrote. Plato, Socrates, the list goes on, of philosophers who said a lot of the same things that he did, way before he did. Was he drawing from what he already knew, from what they had said, and incorporating it into something that he wanted people to believe was new, but they were already somewhat familiar with, or very familiar with, actually? Such as someone being born the son of a god and a human woman. That was not a new idea by any stretch of the imagination. Those kinds of stories had been being told in ancient Egypt, Greece, Greco-Roman, all over the world for hundreds of years before this story came along about Christ. This would have been something that these people of that time were well familiar with. So, been a little bit easier to get them to come into your fold, so to speak. I'm just saying I'm not 100% sure of what is true other than the main morals and ethics that the Bible presents. Those are what I believe in wholeheartedly. However, I don't believe in child sacrifice, and you might want to take a really good look at Exodus 22. Might want to take a good look at that. Down near the end of the chapter, you might see something you're going to be surprised by. I certainly did. Changed my mind about pretty much everything. At any rate, it's up to you as an individual to go on your own journey to truth. And what you find is what you find. What you believe after that is what you believe. My beliefs have been totally transformed at this point, and they're still transforming. Not done yet. I definitely believe that there is an eternal sentient being out there somewhere, maybe even more than one, probably more than one. I don't believe that a universe can come into existence out of nothing. Science says there was a an intensely hot ball of very small, very hot, dense gas that exploded and created the universe. Okay, that's what they say, but they can still not give any explanation whatsoever for what created it, what came before it. And honestly, contrary to what atheists and humanists and other people may feel, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you're ever going to be able to prove that. That's why the Big Bang Theory is still called a theory, even though scientists say that they don't put faith in anything and that science is all about what's proven. Well, it's not, because that's one thing that they do have faith in, because it's not been proven, and they believe it hook, line, and sinker as the scientific gospel, so to speak. I'm not falling for it. You prove to me what created that ball of intensely hot, dense gas, and I might pay some attention to you on that. Until you do, I still believe in God. Do I believe in religion? No. But I do definitely believe in at least one God, and I'm not so sure that there is not more than one. Not sure about that one at all. So, with that, I am going to close, and I'm going to say, whoever it is that you believe God to be in prayer. Be prepared, because we've got storms on the way throughout the country. Hurricanes like you would not believe on their way the rest of this year, and they are going to cause massive damage all over the country, just like they're doing right now in Texas and other places. So I'm telling you, folks, whether you believe that there is going to be any kind of a cataclysm that is going to cause widespread national or global damage, doesn't matter. We're being told by NOAA, NOAA, you know who they are. We're being told we're going to have more than 20 tropical storms, about half that amount of hurricanes, and go check it out. Go check it out. Get ready, because you need to have power, or you're going to probably be out of power for a week or longer. Might not have any running water. If there's no power in your state, how are you going to have any running water? Because the water company doesn't have any power to pump the pumps with, so where's your water going to come from? You need to think about all these things. Have food, water, guns, at least some silver, ammo. I would certainly suggest, honestly, learning how to make some things that people are going to be in great need of, like pain salves, soap, various pain relieving elixirs. If anybody comes down with a viral infection of some sort, they're going to need something to relieve the symptoms. They learn how to make these things, and if you're able to stock up on what you make, do it. As soon as possible, do it. That's it. I'm going to close now. Prep, pray, stay out of the way.